Okay, here's yet another example of government trying to be government. It's so maddening to me that this is becoming such a growing issue. And, shame on all of you that weaponize these safety nets, weaponize child protective services and DHR, for whatever crazy, stupid reason. I read the other day where, and this was, where was this at? But what was interesting to me is that they were considering, or somebody had come in and, oh, it was in Alabama. It was in Alabama, where somebody who writes a blog there, or an education blog, and I don't necessarily, I don't agree with probably 70% of this guy blogs about. Some of the stuff he's correct about, but most of the stuff, it's just your normal protecting, a crumbling, failing system, instead of trying to come up with proactive ways to solve the problem. But what he was writing about was he interviewed, or he talked to two principals at two separate schools. And, one of the principals was talking about constructing a shower for students that coming to school that didn't have running water at home. Now you sit there and you think to yourself, well, that's good, right? That's great. He's trying to be proactive and help his students. I've had kids reported to DHR for less, or parents reported to DHR for less. If these families are coming from places that don't have running water, and this guy's his solutions to create a shower, which I don't have a problem with. But my thing is, where is the continuity? Where is the sanity? Where is there a streamlined analysis of equality that those families that don't have running water can just send their kids to school for to bathe and shower at school, but yet I have somebody reporting my families because their kid had a recorder on them. And somehow that's abuse. I'll tell you what. So in your particular situation, here you are advocating for your child and advocating for your child. So, you got to notice that, you were referred to, and what that is it's a child in need of services. Family in need of services, I believe, is what FINS means in Louisiana. In Alabama, it's CHINS, child in need of service. And it's different. It's under the purview of the juvenile court. At the same time, it's different, okay? And of course, they're going to sit there and tell you that this was all intended to help you, and it was all intended to provide you additional resources and services. And, it's a crock of crap. All right. Now, there's families out there that legitimately need that. And believe me, they'll tell you if they need it. Some won't tell you they need it, but by God, they know they need it. In your particular situation, you don't need it. And what you're doing is you're asking for very simple changes, and your child doesn't have the behaviors. And if your child doesn't have the behaviors that's keeping her out of a general education setting, then the only other justification that a school has is to sit there and declare your child severely cognitively disabled. And even then, that's sort of, shaky ground to sit there and make a determination that your child cannot be included with, and have exposure to the general curriculum or with general education peers. And for Down syndrome, and I can tell you, the science says that our kids with Down syndrome, our kids that are Down syndrome, need to be included, need to be with general education peers. Modify their stinking program. It's just not that difficult. Let them be in the general education. I just do not understand that. You know, I had this discussion with one of my attorneys yesterday that I just do not understand why these schools care. Why these people care so much. Why this is where they draw the line is inclusion for your child. And I can tell you what I personally think is driving all of this nonsense is the high stakes testing. Is the school report card that makes all of them look good. That if those things went away, I just don't know how much they would care whether your child's in a class or not. But because everybody is so crazed about that end of year test that then creates that report card for every Student Succeeds Act, and then based upon that school report card, you know, then it impacts the community property values, because people don't want to move into a failing school, do they? And then what's attached to property prices? Taxes. And taxes, especially for property, is how we fund our schools. So they're all interconnected. And then it flows down to you. And all you want is for your child to be included. And for them to make the stinking print larger, which she has every right to. And if you have a visually impaired specialist or somebody within your school, and you should, then I would ask for an evaluation or an assessment in that area ASAP. I wouldn't just ask for it. I would, you know, have the necessary documentation to support it. And if their person ends up backing up the ignorance that you were initially given of she doesn't need it, then at least that puts you in a position to then ask for an independent evaluation in this area. You know, so it is a 1-2 punch. And, you know, they have their right of first refusal on you know, the assessment, but you need to ask for it and you need to get it done. If you've already got it done, great. Ask for an independent. If you still have been unsuccessful in getting that handled. Now, I don't know what the end result for this family in need of supervision referral, and you're in Louisiana. And I think I have another family there that has contacted me recently, and you know, we don't have anybody there right now in Louisiana. I know that was an area that COPA, you know, our group, our national group, you know, the Council of Parent Attorney Advocates, was focused on really trying to build a special education group of attorneys willing to take these cases in Louisiana, because nobody's been doing it. I don't know what the status is there yet, but yeah, it's and I don't know where you live, but I'm sorry this is happening to you. And you know, send me a private message, and you know, let's see if I have any additional ideas on where to turn, being that other family had reached out to me. Maybe we can figure that out.